What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Hey, look, so let me just go ahead and say this right now, because I know it's obvious at this point. Y'all see, hey boy, I got the military gear. Look, that ought to let you know right there. Hey, you gotta do yeah, there it is. So look, boy, I got this right here on, so you know what that means. Boy, I'm coming, boy, I got targets today on this particular episode, man. So no, I don't, but you don't ever know though, because it might be like because if it's gonna be a freestyle, as you see in the title, oh wait a minute, a
Mhm.
wild freestyle episode where we recapping, we capturing everything that we done said and did. It might end up being like that.
Mhm.
What you think? I mean, cause
Yeah. I mean, you never know what'll happen with a freestyle, man. We gotta see where it go.
yeah, and then I done already put myself out there too, though, because I got the little. I done already said, "Hey, look, boy, I got the fatigue hat on,"
Right.
so it's like now I got to live up to it, right?
Right.
Man, but it's crazy. Like we done been here a lot of weeks
Right,
talking about a
man.
lot of
Yeah, it's been
things.
half a year almost.
Yeah, we done been talking about a
So
whole lot of things, man. It
yeah.
looked like, hey, I don't know. It kind of looked like I ain't gonna lie. It looked like when stuff started popping off in the world, like that's when we started. Like,
Right.
oh, that's
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey.
crazy. I don't know, man. We started. That's when stuff started popping off, and stuff still popping, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Around the country, around the world. So look, go on, pull your chair up, man. You know we about to just shoot the breeze, like the old people say. You know, shoot the breeze. Have a little
Mm-hmm.
conversation. You know, you can pull up your rocket chair. You can get one of them little folding beach chairs. You can get one of them them little cheap plastic chairs like we used to have back in the day. You had a little round glass table, and it'd be sitting like on the porch or something, and you had them little weak plastic chairs. It might be for your time.
Yeah, it
Yeah, now
sound
you
like it.
might know it. Like the chair's plastic, and I'm talking about if you sit in it a certain direction or angle, that mug might fold and break. But that's how it flips. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Them little chairs. Boy, you get in that
Mm-hmm.
thing, you sit and you lean a certain way, the little leg go start
I gotta see
bending.
it. I might know what you're talking
Yeah, them little chair. That's when we used to be out there late at night. We used to be chilling. You know, you would be doing whatever it is what we was doing out there on the little porch on the patio. Boy, and them little chairs, boy, getting bit up by the gnats and mosquitoes. That was crazy, boy. Yeah, so that's what we about to do. So go on, pull up one of them chairs, your beach chairs, your rocket chair, whatever it is, whatever kind of chair you got. Bring in your little water, your bottle of water, your beverage, whatever it is, and go on sit and rock with us. We about to recap what it is we done talked
about.
about
Recap, baby.
all these 5, 6 months, man. There's been a lot of things going on. So, hey, let's just jump right into it, man. What you thought about that the first time we blessed the YouTube streets with our
Uh-huh.
faces
Very first
on
ep-
the
very,
episode, man. The
very first
first one,
episode.
man. Yeah.
We was just doing an introduction, you
Yeah, it
know.
was the
I ain't gonna
intro.
lie, man. You know, I was a little nervous the first time, you know, but a lot more comfortable now, man. You know, so looking back in retrospect.
Yeah.
So
Hey, what was funny
yeah.
though, I ain't gonna lie to you on this point. Now, hey, it was looking like you was a hostage, boy. Like you hey, it looked
But
like you were one
hey,
of the hostages, boy. Y'all know how
hey
the
man, do
people
this
be
episode.
having the people. Y'all go back and look at all these episodes we talking about. You don't do us like that. Don't do us that now, man. So on episode one, y'all should have seen this boy was sit. That boy was looking like he was getting held hostage by Al Qaeda or something. I don't know what was going on, but that boy was looking like he was in trouble. He was trying to send us signals we ain't know what he was
Blink if you
doing,
need
boy.
help.
Yeah, what it is. That's exactly
Uh-huh.
what it was looking like, boy. You was tripping on that. But that was kind of that set the foundation, though, man. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
happy that we started out like that because it was like, people, can see, how we was gonna be coming in future
Mm-hmm.
episodes and why we think like we think. Because remember we talked about that too, like how
Right.
you know we became Christians. So that was
Mm-hmm.
like the basis of the whole episode, and then we talked about how okay, now that's going to inform how we think
Right.
about the things that you see
Laying
moving
it out there,
forward.
get
Yeah,
foundation out there so you know what to expect and you're
right,
not gonna
right,
stray away from that. So
right, right. So we weren't trying to pop it on nobody. To down the line, we come and do something like, whoa, wait a minute, how y'all
right.
coming like this? Like it's like we told y'all off top. like how we were thinking or how our thinking was going to be informed. And so this is what you go get. Yeah, I think that's kind of how that. Well, that was a
Right.
good, nice
For
little,
sure.
beginning on that thing. That yeah. So, and I remember going into the second episode too, though. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
what was going on
Black
around
culture.
that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it
It
was a
was.
lot of them. We had a lot of little crazy
I ain't gonna
people
say
out
no
there.
names. Yeah, I remember the stuff that was being said.
Man, look, bump it.
You know.
I
So
told you I got the little fatigue on. You had dudes
okay.
out there. Man, one
Uh-huh.
dude named Joel Weaver. He was out there saying crazy. He
Mhm.
was like some kind of pastor somewhere. And then you had this other dude, Brian Suave or something like that. The boy last name
I'm
Suave,
saying that
boy.
boy sound German.
It's like I think it's spelled Sauve, and they got one of them little
Uh-huh.
things over top of the one of the last letters. He got like, well, you know how
Oh,
they
he
had
one of them. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the
yeah.
little
One of
thing.
them European boys
Yeah,
over
one
there
of them.
somewhere.
It's I forget. It's either over the U or
Uh-huh.
the A or something. But that boy that last
Okay.
name, I think he pronounced like Suave or something like that.
Uh-huh.
No, Solve or something. Yeah, that boy was talking real reckless about how how black people was, he bestial beast people and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying all yeah. That boy was saying, and you know what's crazy about that? That this man live in a place where the population of black people like 3 to 5%.
Right. I remember you said that.
Like
So
three
he
to
really don't
five
know.
percent. And then I think he moved to Utah from a place where it was similar. Like it was similar percentage wise with black. So I'm like, how many
Yeah.
interactions you having with black people, man?
Right.
Like all you really know is from what you read and see to your preferred sources.
Mm-hmm.
And so you done let that form your opinion and how you
Right.
feel about it. And you got yourself jumped out there looking stupid like that.
Right. You
Cause
always
he
gotta
jumped
see
out
for
there looking
yourself,
stupid, boy.
man. You
Yeah,
know,
that boy
so
jumped out there looking stupid. And whenever he got pushed by for that boy said bloop, 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 blocking people, boy. That's how them
oh
boys
yeah, that's
do,
what they
boy.
do. Yeah.
They can't
Mm-hmm.
stand up the scrutiny, so they do that stuff like that. Oh, and his co-host too, that boy named Eric Kahn, boy. Last name Conn. I say, boy, now
Oh,
is
okay.
that an appropriate last name for somebody, boy?
Mm-hmm.
Man, them people were tripping. So we was talking about, they were like, man, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead on and talk about how we see black culture. Cause they framed it in a way like this is the totality of black culture. But what he wasn't realizing was that he was describing like a subculture.
Right.
Like the way we see black culture and know black culture, it ain't like he's saying it. So, it's like, you gotta do a little better than that, man. If you get your hands on this, you got to do a little better than that, boy. So that's kind of how we was thinking, in that second episode, man, and people liked it, you know, and a lot of people was interested to see like some of the comments was like, man, I'm kind of glad that I think it's under the video. They was talking about how they was glad, to see
Mm-hmm.
this this story about how it was for black youth, and how they, saw
Right.
and lived,
How they?
back in the day and things like that. But
Yeah.
I think one of the most man, one of the funnest things to me, is that a word? Oh,
I
excuse
don't
me.
think so.
Funnest?
Yeah.
It ain't. So how was it? More funny? Man, how you say it? I don't know.
It's fun. You
I'm
said
about.
funnest or
I
funniest?
said funniest because I'm saying
Oh,
yeah, one of the funniest things. Like
I don't know. That might be. I'm not sure.
we just go
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
with it today. So
Uh-huh.
one of the funniest things that, like for me, no, it is funnest. My ways of never mind. So one of the
Mm.
funnest things to me was back when they had that candy lady. Was you out there then? Man,
Yeah,
that
yeah, I remember.
candy
Yeah, yeah,
lady.
the
You
candy
remember
lady.
that?
Yeah, the honey dripper lady, all that candy lady.
Yeah, that's what we were
You
talking
get
about.
the candy apples and all that. Yeah, it was stuff like
Man,
that
that stuff with the
for
pickles and the
sure.
little cookies and little I think you had a little fruit punches with
Right.
the little
Yeah.
top. We could poke your finger in the little top, but you got
Yeah.
to make sure you get it all because you might cut your lip because the little top like made like aluminum or something. And you
Mm-hmm.
pop that little, or you can peel it off and get that little drink. Little drink be about that big right there. It's like a little barrel shape, the little drink. But I think
Mm-hmm.
we'd be good with the candy
Right.
lady and stuff like that. And how grandma feeding everybody, man.
Right.
Them
Make
was
sure
good
everybody
times.
eat, man. Everybody come
Yeah.
around and get a plate, man. So
Yeah, everybody get a plate. Your friends come over there, get a
right.
plate, man.
You leaving with something.
Yeah, you leaving with
Yeah, you ain't
something.
leaving empty handed. So
You go
yeah,
have a little
that's how it
plastic
was.
bag.
And
Hmm.
felt like family no matter who grandmama house you went to.
Yeah, it ain't matter.
So
It ain't matter what
yeah.
color you was either, man.
Right.
Like you
Yeah,
was
for sure.
when you come up in there, you gonna be taken care of very well, boy. Yeah. So what was going on? when we got to episode 3.
That
Cause
was
it
that
was
was
something we was on our
man of
mind.
honor. We just
Yeah.
talking about being a man of integrity. You
So
know,
episode 3, being a man
and
of
just
honor and integrity. Oh, by the way,
stand.
if you
Yeah,
listen to this, y'all are mandated to go back and listen to all these episodes. I'm just telling you.
right.
I'm just letting you know right now.
You can't go to season 2 without watching every episode from
Yeah,
season
you
1.
got to go because it's a pop quiz at the end, boy. No, it ain't no pop quiz. Like you can't tell nobody it's a pop quiz, right? That ain't how that go, is it?
Yeah, nah. But
Wait,
I mean, but you don't know what day it's gonna be on. I mean,
Oh yeah, I did. Okay,
but
but
still, I mean, you probably gonna.
maybe though, like, okay, so a
Awesome.
pop quiz, a surprise quiz. I don't know, man. I used to have one teacher in high school, man. Man, the man. Hey, I'ma just go. Hey, look, I got my fatigue hat on, so I'ma go and shout out to that boy Dan Callahan. Boy, that was one of my math. I forgot what grade I was in. I might have been like ninth grade or something. Hey, Mr. Callahan, if you listen to this some kind of way, shape, or form, man, why you had them pop quiz every day? That when the man had a
Oh,
pop
every day.
quiz. I ain't lying to
Ain't
you,
no
but
pop quiz no more.
But the thing about it is, like, people, we knew it. Like, we knew he was gonna have a pop quiz every day, and I guess it was getting late in the time. Like, class was like an hour, 45 minutes, something. I forgot. So we getting late to the time. We like, oh, maybe this the day we ain't gonna have one.
Right. He ain't said nothing. Then
And this was
boom.
back, yeah, this back when we had the overhead projectors. You had them when you was in high school.
Like not high school.
You probably elementary
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, we had a little overhead projector, but that boy was going over the little lesson, bop, 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 bop. And then, boy, it'd be like 10 minutes left and stuff in the class. Like, he'll turn that overhead off. All right,
Pop
guys,
quiz.
it's time. Get your paper out for a pop quiz. I'm like, oh, man, here he go again, man, with the pop quiz, man. Math pop quiz. Boom, man, look. One thing about it, hey, I guess you could tie that in with being a man of honor. I don't know, man. Like
Well, pop
integrity
quiz.
and consistency. Like the man was very consistent with what he did. But
Yeah,
when he said
consistent
he
with
was
them
gonna
pop
do
quizzes.
something, he did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
But like what else? But we ain't talk about that in that episode though. We were just talking about how men need to be men of honor as far as like keeping their word, doing what they say they
Right.
go do.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of the thing that they take care of. You know, just really treating their words in a way that they should as being a man. Like if you
Right.
say you go do something, or if you say you feel a certain way or think a certain way, that needs to be facts because at the end of the day, you only as good as
Your
your
word at the
word.
end of the day, yep. That's all. One of the main things you got is a man.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, your word. So,
yeah.
that's your reputation.
Yeah, if you fake or phony in that way, like I don't know how you can. I don't even know how you can live with yourself. That's one, and then I don't know how your wife, your kids, or anybody, your employer. I don't know how people
Right.
go trust
That's
you,
what we're
man.
talking about, how it affects all different aspects of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just being an honorable man. So
Yeah, and how being a leader, a leader is somebody who they should have integrity, like off top. Like they should do the things that they say that they
right,
should do.
yeah.
I've been blessed to have good examples in that area of my life, that I was able to learn from. Like being able to, just be truthful to your word where, people can trust you. People can trust that you go do what you say you go do. Like it ain't gonna be like that has to be the aim for man,
Right.
I think. You're not saying that women don't need to be that way too, but we men, so that's the angle we coming from. And then we, tied it into the scripture verse that talks about men, and just people in general, Christians in general, like let your yes be yes and your no be no and those things. So I think that's all those things are important, man. Especially for a man.
Right.
Then I remember what happened. Because this was like back in October, I think it was. So like I think we still in October, right? And then was it September? I don't know. We were still in October for that next episode. We did it in November, but it was coming right off of when that boy got assassinated. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming right
Mhm.
off of that. That was the hot thing at the time, talking about Charlie Kirk. You know what happened to him, and people caught some feelings behind that one, boy, on all
Yeah.
sides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they caught some feelings on that one, boy. They
What
was
some people, what they were saying in there in the comments?
shoot, some people.
They were
Yeah,
saying,
okay, so with most things today, nobody, everybody is going to jump to their corner. There's no such thing as like everything is black and white. Everybody makes everything black and white. Let me say it like that. So you have one side that you saw a lot of liberal people who was like, man, that's what he gets for hate speech, and oh, that's what he deserved. They was making shirts and all kind of thing with the man and showing the wound and everything, like a cartoon drawing showing the wound. Foolish stuff like that. And the other side, you know, they was outraged at it, which yeah, you can't be doing stuff like that, and then claim to be, the party of tolerance and the people of tolerance and love, but you sitting here, you happy that what happened to that man happened. You see what I'm saying? Like, how you supposed to be the party of love and tolerance? But you said, yeah, that's what he was talking that hate talk, and then you see what happened to him. No, man, you can't run that line right there. You can't, and then you can't sit back and say love wins and love is love and all that stuff like they like to say,
right?
you know. And then the other people, the other side was outraged at that, which I mean, we understand that, like, you can't. So what did that man really do? I think is what we talked about. Like, what did he really do other than go to these campuses
And debate.
and sit there and
Yeah,
say,
that's
okay,
all he
what you
did.
think?
Right.
Okay, well then let me
Mm-hmm.
respond to this. Now, what you think about what I just said? Debated people like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Did he lay his hands on people?
Nah, no,
Did he threaten people?
no.
He didn't do none of that. And then somebody took him out. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you can't claim to be the party of love and tolerance and love wins and all this whoop de whoop.
Right. They
And then
always
you
do
do
that
that,
though, man.
yeah, and
Yeah.
celebrate it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. So
It
that
ain't
was the
it ain't
thing
gonna
at the
stop.
time.
So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, and this stuff still, little conversation things still going on out there about that too. I think the dude who they arrested for, I think he's in it might be like pre-trial stuff that's going on, or
it's a young guy, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. He's
Tyler
a college
Johnson or
student.
something like that. No, I think he was in his 20s, but he was
Mm.
like mid to late 20s, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And so he's either in his trial or his pre-trial stuff in the state. I don't think they made it a federal case. I think the feds let Utah do it. Is what I think is happening.
Yeah, that boy cooked though, man. It's over with.
Yeah, they say they got the prints on it, on the gun. They got the video of him jumping off the top of the building and all that. So yeah, I know some people think that he was just the person who pulled the trigger, but some people think it's some other things going behind the scene about it. You know, I don't know. That's for y'all to research to think about yourself. I don't know, and neither does Stu. He don't know either. You just hey, you check it out and see, what conclusion you come to, whether it's something else that's going on behind the scene, behind the guy they got now, or what. And boy, so I think what ended up happening with that, like it was a whole lot of like things were really fiery. Like it was a real fiery time on social media. Like events like that happen, boy, you really just see people jump out there saying things, boy. So it was just
Mm-hmm.
fiery on that, man. And then people were just, and really the next episode 5, social media and hypocrisy, like it really just not because of what occurred with Charlie Kirk.
It's what you see, in general with people,
Mm-hmm.
and the facade they'll put up with
Yeah.
social media. So, and it kind of tied in with integrity somewhat. You
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this really could have been like a part two of that one.
know.
Kind of, I guess. But yeah, it's so easy. Like when we in this digital age, right? So we in a digital age, and how easy is it just to open up your phone or your laptop or whatever, and then just say,
Right.
I'm sitting here, I got my cup of coffee, and I'm reading my Bible, and I'm just thankful to the Lord for everything He's done in my life. I had the greatest life, I had the greatest wife, I had the greatest husband, or my kids are great. Hit enter, then as soon as you get off of that, as soon as you hit that enter button on that post,
Hmm.
then next thing you going to cussing somebody out. Like soon as you hit enter, like,
Right.
man, that person you portrayed is not who you are. What you doing, baby? You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
Yes, a
that's
lot
how
of
it
people do
is,
that. It's
man.
real easy to do that. And then people put up the facade. Then, like, next thing you know, sadly, something might happen to them. And then they got to say what done happened to them. And then people all kind of shocked about it. Like,
Hmm.
wait, but the way you kind of giving yourself off is like,
Everything be
yeah,
going
it ain't
good,
like this.
perfect all the time.
How you
So,
finna get a divorce? What in the world?
right.
It's like, what's going on? But see, that's kind of the game. That's kind of game. Like, and it's not social media. It's not the Instagram. It's not the
It's the
Twitter, the
people. Yeah.
TikTok, yeah, the Facebook, or none of that. It's the people. The applications is just applications, right? But it's the people who use the applications that reveal themselves. Yeah, so that was kind of going on, like with that, and it goes always on that too. Like even though somebody might not be trying to make themselves appear different from what they are, some people just show you who they are. They
Right.
applauded the death of Charlie Kirk. Okay, this person's showing you who they are. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of cuts across all the sections of life, man. And so then I think this next one too, like this was the one. I don't know exactly what was going on at the time. It just may have been something that we just kind of outlined from just discussing, what we're going to talk about. Like the
Hmm.
one episode 6, homeschooling versus public schooling. And so I remember this one though because we were like, it's different types of schooling. So you got homeschooling, public schooling. Then what it is, you got charter schools,
Right.
magnet schools, private schools. And I think we just basically you can kind of lump public school up with all those other things. I would say, even though
Uh huh.
people would define them differently, but it's other people. It's people other than the
The
parents
parent.
teaching
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah, so we could say it like that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, we just talked about our thoughts on that. I think we were very clear in it as we talked about some pros and cons on both of them, like public schooling and homeschooling. Public schooling or actually homeschooling. We were saying like, who better to teach the kids than the parents? The parents know how the kids learn. The
Right.
parents know how to teach the kids. Um, the parents learn, the best schedule for them. They able to have them in their care. You don't have to worry about, you know, foreign people. And by foreign, I don't mean like other than the United States. I mean foreign. Like you see how that's the kind of age we in. Everybody
Right.
ready to jump on one little thing you say. So I'm like maybe if this was 5 years ago, I want to clarify what I mean when I say foreign right now. You see what I'm saying? But so when I say foreign, I mean foreign other than the person native to the kid's household. Okay, y'all got that? All right. So, but good question. So yeah, somebody other than the person in the household. So a teacher at a public school, a private school, whatever, the parent, you don't have to worry about anybody doing anything to the kids.
Right.
Although, we not naive. You've seen stories about parents doing things to the kids that they shouldn't do. But it's like, okay, would you rather have your kid home with the parent who most of the other time is gonna love the kid how they need to love them, especially a parent who wants to homeschool their child. You gotta assume
Right.
that okay, they want the best for that child, so you don't have to worry about those particular things that you may see in public school, because you see all kind of stories about them teachers, man, and a lot of them men and women get into those positions in the public school for the explicit purpose to do things because they are PDFs. Boy, ooh, you saw how I put that right there. You see what I'm saying?
PDF.
PDFs, boy. PD files. Yeah, so that's what they are, man. So they get into that's crazy. Like they'll get an education to teach kids because that's what they want to do. Man, it's talking about some sickos, boy. But so yeah, homeschooling versus public school. And I think that was a yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that was.
Hmm. You got any
I
thoughts
think.
on that one? Because I know that we was kind of coming in a way. We was kind of coming from I don't want to say different angles, but you and I both were public
Right,
school.
because I went through
Yeah.
the public school, system, and I know especially the cons of that or whatever. So it just changed, And then Gabe, just looking at Gabe because Gabe, and Isaiah and Leah too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They mostly homeschool, and I just see how they are. So
Now, how you know
for
I want my kid name to be
oh
on the
my fault. I mean,
thing,
hey,
man? I
we already
see,
said their name
but
before.
it's my
One of them
fault
was on
though.
it. It was on
But
here
it
before,
was.
man. Yeah.
But it is my fault. I should just let it slide by.
Right.
Oh, I
But yeah,
bought
though,
light
man.
to
Yeah,
it.
I'm down. Yeah, the homeschool. That's the best route to go, though, man. Honestly. So
Yeah, especially in these
yeah,
days, man, because it depending on what state you in, they're gonna have some kind of crazy curriculum. And
yeah, man.
they already trying to pretend like men can be women and pretend like women can be men. These people out here
Yeah, and they
crazy,
ain't gonna tell
boy.
you what they teaching your kids.
Yeah, they hide the stuff,
So
man.
then other people,
Yeah.
around the other kids, a lot of kids don't not getting the right, you know, um, not being told the right thing. Then your kid is around that all the time, more than being around you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's a big effect on how they're gonna be.
Yep. And you've seen stories about how teachers they try to take the young girls to have abortions cross state lines without the parent
Mm.
knowing and giving them curriculum that talk about sexual things without the
Hmm.
parents knowing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that ain't
just
right.
you gotta man, them people. And you gotta ask yourself because like why are you trying to talk to kids about that kind of stuff? Like that don't like what's your goal? Like lead it, let that alone and let the parents tell that, talk to their kids about that.
Right.
People crazy, boy. Everybody ain't got your best interest in mind. All your kids, man. That's just how people are a lot of time. All right, so what about episode 7? Tell us about episode 7, Stu.
Yeah, episode. So this is what Isaiah and his perspective. Um, Basically why he was getting into law enforcement. Um, and one of the main things I take away from that, man, how many jobs that dude had, man. That dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, Isaiah
Hey,
had so many jobs, man.
but that boy like the Jamaicans, boy, how they be having a whole
What man?
lot of jobs.
That boy never gonna not be without a job. Shout out Isaiah though.
Shout out to
But
Isaiah. Yeah, that man had. I forgot how many said. He's been well into the double digits. Now he'll just be 26 this year, but that
right.
man, yeah,
Yeah,
that boy
man.
had a lot of jobs.
Yeah,
Boy.
he passionate about that though. He got a heart for that, man. He want to get them drugs off the street.
Yeah,
Know that.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and he want to have the interactions with the citizens because it's
for
like
sure.
you see a lot of I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I don't want to say a lot. I don't want to use that modifier, but you see interactions with some police officers and citizens where you like, well, man, that could have went a little bit different,
Right. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And
You
that's one
still
of the
want to treat
takeaways.
them like humans. You know.
Yep. Yeah, that's
So
exactly what
that's
he
what we
said.
need, man. A lot
Yep.
of cops, a lot more cops doing that.
Yep.
That'll instill more confidence, with the people
Mm-hmm.
and better those relations between police and communities.
Yeah, it's
And
crucial
that's what
because
we
we
need.
need it.
So yeah,
Yeah, we need law enforcement. We
Mhm.
need police, man. Because unfortunately people be crazy. So at the same time, man, you gotta have the right type of officer. You know, um, because of
Right.
the nature of the job. Yeah, that was good though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I gotta ask on that man. I think I wanna say he said he had like 15 jobs or something like that. Maybe did he say 20?
Yeah, yeah, he had
I
a
don't
lot.
remember, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him that because that boy did have a lot of jobs though, boy. Yeah, that man with every restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
store. Man, well, that man was yeah, he had a lot of jobs, boy. And so then I remember this episode 8. We
Yeah,
talked
I like
about
this episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
tell us then. Tell us
But
why you like it. What is it and tell us about
looking
it.
back now, I see this a lot more prevalent now, man. A lot of younger people going through mental health issues, man, and ultimately, uh, I know for me, man, and for everyone else as well, man, that backbone, knowing Christ, and that's the only thing that's gonna help you, really. It ain't really, but that's the only thing that's really that's gonna help you. It's just having a relationship with Him. So, because how the world's going, everything that's going on. If you're outside of Christ, man, I don't see how you could deal with it. That's why, this stuff is going on. So, um, yeah, that's a very important episode right here. I would think.
Yeah,
So,
the mental thoughts on our thoughts on mental health.
yeah, hmm
And yeah, because you see like the people like a lot of times we are so quick to go and get some kind of mood altering drug,
yeah,
some kind of drug that really just changes our like it changes like your chemistry. Um,
right, man. It depress you,
yeah,
really.
yeah.
So,
The SSRIs, which is like I think it stands for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and it affects your mood like because it's like antidepressants and it
mhm,
treats things like depression and anxiety and all that. But it's like it comes with a cost. It comes with a cost. It's gonna affect you and cause people to get addicted. Like when they come off of it,
mhm,
they have episodes and things happen, and it's a lot of things too though with it that we did talk about also is that because we're not doctors either though, and because like you said to your point, like we're Christians, we understand how the effects of sin impacted every ounce of the person's being. So that means mind, physical, mental, and
mhm.
everything. So it's just like some things like people gonna be born certain ways with certain inclinations to certain things
Yeah,
because of it. It's a lot of things that I'm not qualified to speak on, medically too. So yeah, that was a good one. I'm happy in that episode. Like we weren't trying to make it like we were just coming down like "Hey, it's just this and this and this and this and then you should be good.
right.
It's a lot that goes on with that too. But understanding it from a perspective of a Christian, like again to your point, like you see and understand why you see certain things happen in the world because of it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good one right there, boy. And then we came up. This one was a funny one. So I guess we was like at that point, we was like, oh man, we been talking about some major things here. So we had a decades debate night. This was another thing that we talked about on episode 1. Kind of, we were talking about how and it goes without saying, I'm the goat generation, Gen X. My bro Stube, he's a millennial. So this is kind of similar to that. We're talking about the best decade. Like, what was the best decade? And that was episode 9. We had a couple friends up with us on this one, and we were debating the best decade. So it was the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, right? We had
Right.
2000. Yeah, nobody
No.
argued for the 2000, but it was like I think we talked about this during or afterward. Like, shoot, really though, if you think about the 2000s,
Right
like,
after. Yeah.
yeah, we went through different little categories like music, clothes, um, inventions and things like that. Like 2000, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the 2000s had 9/11, and it was something else, some other major thing that happened, COVID, and all that came up with that. Like that could have been like shoot, they really could have won just based off of them too. You see what I'm saying?
Do you count that as COVID? That's another decade, though.
But we was just gonna say
Was
the
you?
2000 could have just
Oh,
like
okay,
everything,
okay.
yeah,
Okay, well,
like the
yeah, then
zeros, tens, and 20s. Like they
it's
could
a lot
have
of
like,
yeah,
like as far
world
as like,
changing things.
yeah,
Yeah,
like world change. Like if you just saying now, if you talking about like all the categories, like you have to say all of the categories included in the final score or whatever. Okay, maybe, but if you just saying okay, the most impactful thing, like period, man, it's shoot that 2000, boy. But I don't know though, cause like you was arguing for the 90s, right? And you know the World Wide Web came out in the 90s,
right.
so that right there,
Yeah, that was big.
did, that is why we're here. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, shoot, boy, right, that right there might be the number one,
Man,
like based off
the
just that.
nineties win. The nineties win.
Yeah, the 90s went. I think the 90s. I think that's what I said too, right? I
I
think I
can't.
said the
Yeah, I'm not.
90s.
I can't remember.
And I was very close. I got a fondness for the 80s too, though. I got a fondness for the
Mhm.
80s.
The crack era.
Yeah. Shoot, you can say that's like a shoot. Unfortunately, that's one of the things. Shoot, man, that's big on the low though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that changed a lot of stuff.
That's big on the low, boy. Yeah, but the 80s with the cartoons, and the music and move like it was just a simpler time. But yeah, I still got the 90s. I got the 90s, and the 90s was something special with me. So, and then we came back in episode 10. What we talk about in episode 10, dude?
We was talking about New Year's resolutions, whether they
Yeah.
good or bad or indifferent
Yep.
coming into the new year.
Yep. I remember
Uh,
that. Everybody kind of do that. Well, not
right.
everybody, but a lot of
A
people
lot of
do
people
that.
do. A lot of people don't stick to them.
Mm-hmm.
Fall by the wayside. And we had perspective. I think if you say you're gonna do it, just do it. You
Yep.
know, and then if you're going throughout the year, how I like to do, I go out throughout the year. I kind of analyze, look at my life, and see what's needed to be upgraded, or I need to take a step away from, and go from there. So
Yeah. So like
you know,
proactive.
yeah,
Like you proactive. Like you don't just
uh,
say, "Well, that's gonna be my New Year's resolution," kind of thing. Yeah.
right,
Mm-hmm. And you was talking about too
fluid,
how.
yeah, agile. So
Right. Yeah, I like that. And so we was talking about too how like people at about a good week or something, boy. They
oh
let
yeah,
them. They be like,
if
okay,
you're ready to
they
stop,
already done. Yeah, they done because the mindset is not the correct mindset of it. Like it might be because somebody else doing it, or it might be because they know they need to do it, but they just haven't prepared themselves to know like, hey, what's ahead of you?
right,
Like you
yeah,
saying you want to lose weight or get back in the gym or change your eating or work more, whatever it is. Like that's easy to say, but you gotta. A lot of people haven't really counted the cost of that, like what that's
hmm
going to cost. That's a lot of changes like that. It's sacrificial. Things that takes a lot of sacrifice. So and what was the conclusion? I think the conclusion was just like, just do, you don't have to do it. If you do it, just understand what you're doing. That's kind of where we left that at. All right, so then episode 11, boy, I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I think I was just mad, man. That's why we ended up talking about this. I think I was mad because I was watching
hmm
them shows and I see like the lady police officers and they going up against this man. They trying to get this man in custody. The man just manhandling. I'm like, man, look at this, man. Now, why they got this lady out here trying to deal with criminals, big old criminals? They ain't even got to be real
hmm
big men, but they just be men, period. And they got this lady out here on the front lines doing this. Then they got ladies on the front line in the military, man, trying to go out there and protect and serve and do all that. When it's men that should be doing that.
right.
I like, nah, we need to go on chop this one up too, man. Let's talk about this. So, what stood out on that one from you? You remember anything from that one that stood out?
Uh, Man, well, really, I always kind of felt like that from the from the jump, like women shouldn't be on the front line. So, but what's standing out is the actual the facts and the stats we were talking about. Just looking at different squadrons with maybe with a mixed unit, females and males, and just taking a look at their performance compared against fully male squad and how they're underperforming compared to them. You can just see that just logically looking at it, that's not how it's supposed to be. Um, Throughout history, you see the same thing. You rarely seen um, you know uh, an army full of women or they grabbing women to come fight. That's what men do. So
Yeah, it's just biological differences.
right, yeah,
Like,
nature tell you that. Like it's a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
nature tell you that. That's just how God made it. Like, men
Yeah.
are here. One of the reasons they're here to protect women.
Hmm.
That's why I think we are talking about how just imagine if I'm laying in the bed with my wife and then we hear some kind of commotion in the front. I remember I gave them a couple stories where this was kind of occurred, and or somebody break into your house, you hear some glass shattering, and somebody coming in your house. Like, what would I be like if I looked at her and was like, "Hey, go check that out.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
you could do it too. Protect me." Man, that you
That's
a
crazy.
chump if you do
Yeah.
something like, man, like you something worse than that. If you do something like that, like everybody knows that. You see what I'm saying? Like every people know that. But for some reason, people just want to pretend, oh yeah, yeah, women can do whatever a man can do. Nah, let's just be real.
Yeah, man.
No, that is not the case.
That's just how it is.
That is not the case, man. Men are supposed to be dogs and protect the women. Lions protect the women, man. Gotta protect the queen, boy. That's how that is. Like
Right.
I'd be crazy if I just say, go on, go on, get the gun and check that out for me, baby. It's 2026, man. Please, far be it from me, man. May it never be like the Apostle Paul used to say, boy. Man, that's crazy, yeah. But people know that, man. They just again, people don't want to say it because they don't want to be labeled
Right.
misogynist or you a sexist, you're a sexist pig. And women's lib, and all them little corny
Hmm.
little lines they be saying. I was like, okay, well, whatever then. I bet if something happened
They
to
pick and
you,
choose when to use it.
yeah. I bet if something happened to you and and I'm around, you gonna want me to do something.
Exactly.
Some man jumping on you, I'm be like, nope, you got it. The tune be changing then, boy. People know that, man. You can see it by their reaction to certain things. People know it. People know it, but they just trying to put on. They want to be seen as a certain way to people.
Hmm.
Oh, they just so no. Oh, they so nice and kind. They love women. Oh, they believe women can do anything. They just want to look a certain way, man. You can miss me with that. So then we talked about um the zodiac sign. Yeah, this is people that have, and we kind of we tried to come from this on episode 12, zodiac signs. I put the plug in for it. Like how we kind of looked at this one like from a generational perspective, like the older generations versus the newer
Yeah.
generation. Like the newer generation seem like they talk more about, oh yeah, I'm Pisces, so I vibe with this right here sign, or I
Hmm.
don't vibe the energy and all that. Our energies matching all this kind of
Right.
stuff. Like you see that from like the younger generation,
Yeah.
the older generations. I mean, they didn't go to that level with it, but the
Yeah.
older they did read. Now y'all did read them horoscopes in the paper, boy. This back when you had newspapers, boy.
Hmm.
Like the boomers and stuff, they used to get them newspapers, boy.
Yeah. I
Read
remember
them
dads to
little.
get the newspapers.
Yeah, they used to read a little. Not our parents. I'm just saying in general. Like they had that little newspaper, but they read the little horoscope, boy. See what the little. Because I remember them
Hmm.
being in the newspaper, but it was like I don't know, man. Like the newer generation just picked up on something. They just took it far, but that's kind of how it is. Like
Yeah.
one generation do something, then the successive generations go take it further, and like it's become what it is, like the history and the origin of it, like a new age kind of thing. Um, and like they just take it far, and it's almost became like a religion, man. And I know that's
Oh
probably
yeah.
more. You probably know more about that than me. You know, due to our age difference or whatever. And I think you even talked a little bit about how you see like some of the conversations maybe that you had in the past with people about it. You can kind of see how they lean heavily
Yeah, a lot of
on it.
you see a lot more prevalent with the younger folks looking at that zodiac signs and everything of that nature. So I don't really see, like you said at your point, I don't really see older folks deep into it like the younger folks are. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot with the younger guys. Is a lot of this mysticism. I don't know if you include
Yeah.
astrology in that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
it is. What is
so
like New Age
yeah, the new
mysticism?
age, yeah, they
Yeah.
out they into that stuff.
Mm-hmm. They don't even
So
know it. Like a lot of people be claiming to be Christians, but they heavily into that kind of stuff.
hmm
It's like, how are you saying that you believe in an all powerful, sovereign God, and at the same time you saying the universe did this,
I hate when
or
people say
or
that,
like
man.
I'm the universe brought you to me, or you leaving it up to the chance of the stars, like just because of what month you were born in, like that doesn't go together. Like how do you
They want everything
rationalize
but
that?
God. So
Yeah, I don't
mhm.
understand how that go. And then, boy, I remember this one, boy. This was, yeah, the episode 13, boy. We were talking
Mhm.
about that ice, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I like the title, boy. I
Well,
like
I
the
seen
title
that
now.
ice baby.
That ice, baby, boy. Yeah, that's a Gen X thing. Vanilla Ice, boy. You don't remember that song? That's for
Yeah, I
your
know.
time.
Well, I know that
You
song.
heard it.
Yeah, but
You want to hear
yeah.
for it though.
Well, yeah.
That Vanilla
Ice
Ice.
baby.
That
That's crazy.
ice, baby, boy. Yeah, you see, I put
Mhm.
it in there. I got another one in there too. You ain't catch it. We gonna get to it though. We don't worry about it. We gonna get to it.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that was popping at that time. I think that was in January, maybe early
Oh yeah, for
February,
sure.
boy.
Then something happened just right after we did that. I think the same day. After I think.
Somebody else got
Yeah.
the
With the guy,
girl.
I think it was no. I said
No,
it
the
was the
dude. Yeah, it
dude.
was
The
the
dude.
dude. The Alex
I forgot his
Pretty.
name. Yeah.
Alex Pretty. Yeah.
hmm
Man, boy, you want to talk about people's and their feelings behind that one? Go read some of them comments on episode. What I did, episode 13. Yeah, one one guy in the comment, but that boy was just like that boy wasn't trying to hear nothing we said, boy, on this one, man. It's crazy. It's amazing how people just have strong feelings, boy. And when they get a difference of opinion, I think they be in their echo chamber is what it is. People get in their echo chamber, and everybody in the echo chamber is saying what? The same thing.
Right.
So when you get around a bunch of people who saying the same thing, right?
Then you hit
And
something
then
different.
you come
You
up
gonna go
out that little
crazy.
chamber, you open
You
that
be like,
door, come
what?
up out that chamber, boy, and the first person you come across say something different from you, man, you go blow a stack, boy. But them
hmm
boy, they not trying to hear. Wait a minute, I've been hearing this for so long in my echo chamber. How are you there saying something different? Boy, them boys get crazy. They get all the way crazy. But I ain't even lying to you. That's how they do, boy. But yeah, that ice one, yeah, boy, some strong opinions
Oh yeah, for
on
sure.
every side, boy. People, everybody talking about get them up out of here. And then you had the other side talking about something. Oh, we gotta love our neighbors and nobody's illegal. But them the
Yeah,
same people.
immigration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be one of the ones that people gonna feel real have strong feelings on right
Mhm.
there.
But some of the same people talking
hmm
about we got there ain't no such thing as illegal and all that. And Jesus was a refugee. That's a lie. The same people be
hmm
locking their doors at night. Boy, man, how they gonna lock their doors at night, man? Why you locking your door? Just let somebody have just have no walls. Like just
Right.
let people come in your house, man. Now what's the difference, man? Like, am I tripping? Like, if you saying that nobody's illegal and welcome the people in and all this, that, and the third, why you lock your door? Why you lock your car? Why you don't have them people in there living with you now?
Right.
See, that's when I just be dismissing it because I'm like, okay, you not consistent with your position. Like, nothing you saying is making sense. And this was when that crazy girl name? What's the crazy little famous girl name who was saying? Oh man, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not moving
What's
on
her
till I remember
genre?
her name.
What's her
Billie
genre?
Eilish, that's it.
Oh yeah, she crazy. Yeah, she real
Billie
crazy.
Eilish talking about some. Boy, they pulled a car. Boy, I love these Native American people pulled a car. She talking about something. Nobody's illegal. We don't know. She
Or
said we're
stolen
living on
land or something.
stolen land or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, they were talking about the stolen land part. Then them people. Now her house built on some of their land or something from back in the days or
Oh,
whatever. It's
I ain't know
Native
that.
people, yeah. And so I think they wrote her a letter, or sent her a letter, or just went to the media and published it or something and said, hey, by the way, that house that's on your land that you built on is actually our land from our ancestors, something along them lines. Y'all correct me if the comments am I wrong. So look here, we need to come to your house. Let's get that house right there. Cause that house is on our land. Boy, she ain't say nothing.
Well, she
But you
ain't
see what I'm
saying.
saying though? Like when you jump out there like a dummy and you think you being profound and you think you have some kind of position or you standing on some kind of thing as a like this is moral for me to stand on, then somebody pull your car, boy, you get ghost. Yeah, she jumped out there completely stupid, boy, on that one right there, boy. She ain't say nothing. I ain't
Cause
heard
she
from her
got
since.
smoked.
I don't even know if she around right now. Do anybody
Cause she
know?
don't care for real. She don't
Yeah,
care.
she went ducked off for a while, but she might still be trying to duck off and hope that dust clear. Boy, she jumped out there looking real stupid on that one, man. That was crazy. Boy, these people be tripping, man. Yeah. But I ain't heard nothing really about ICE or immigration. I know Christian Nong got reassigned. I forgot the name of the position. The position called I don't know, I think it's a made
Yeah.
up position, man. And so I don't know. I got it from a little birdie that I think what the GOP trying to do is not talk about immigration since they coming up on the midterm, but that was bad optics. It was bad optics what went on in Minnesota. So they like, man, look at this ain't a winning strategy. Let's keep this on the low. We ain't gonna talk about it coming up on the midterm because we got to keep that house and we got to keep that sitting there. Boy, y'all think about that. So then what we got next? What we got next on 14? Episode 14. Hey, y'all go back
Oh
and
yeah.
listen to 13, man. Hey, at least listen to it because of the thought that went into the title. What we talked about on episode 14.
The government had to be doing weird stuff to the people.
Weird indeed, boy.
Yeah, man. It got a history, a
Mm-hmm.
long history.
Yeah, with known
So
history, stealing from the people, lying to the people, and unaliving the people. Facts, factual basis, boy.
mhm.
Poison, they done poison alcohol in the prohibition era. They done faked it like they would go heal people who had syphilis in that Tuskegee experiment. One healing them, they were just using them as subjects to test the effects of syphilis on the body. And and then also they were doing autopsies on the afterward to see what the effects was on of syphilis on the body. So they had no intentions of actually helping them people and treating those people in Tuskegee. Um, then you got operations where they were doing false flags and attempted to make it look like another country did something when it was actually them, the intelligence agency that was doing stuff. Man, like this American government has done some crazy things and is still doing crazy things, man. And people just for some reason think that stuff didn't occur, or they think that it's just completely over now. Like we're smarter era, like nobody would do that now. Everybody got
Right.
suits on, everybody cool. Yeah, none of that stuff happened no more. We're just smarter this era. Man.
Still going on.
But we had the facts of the stuff. I mean, they actually put illegal drugs into the systems of people in an attempt to frame them and blackmail them with MK Ultra, man. Like this is facts. Like I'm not making this up. You can go look it up. This is documented, and a lot of this is documented on the CIA website too. I think it's CIA.gov, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this stuff is real. But some kind of way now, whatever we get from the government, people is like, okay, well, yeah, that's the truth. All right. And then, boy, yeah, that number 15, boy.
Epstein file.
Episode
Yeah.
5, but we were getting down to it, but these next episode. But at 15, we talking about that boy Epstein, boy. Now, if you friends with me on social media, I only have Facebook, so I don't have Twitter, I don't have Instagram, TikTok, none of that stuff. What's the other one? Instagram, TikTok, True Social. It's another one. What's the one?
Mm.
Snapchat. I ain't got
Oh
none of
yeah.
that stuff. I just got Facebook. That's it. That's enough. That's all. You know how I feel about the Epstein thing. I feel like it's not being treated right by our government. We done heard all kind of different little stories about it. It's like you had to twist the president's arm to get these documents and files released. It's just crazy. So we was talking about the whole Epstein thing. We was talking about like who he was, like how he got his money.
Mhm.
How did he get around? How did he get around the hard knob with all these people? Like how did he all of a sudden he be able to get around all these presidents and famous elite
Mhm.
people? Like how did this just happen, man? Man, that was always fascinating to me. Like this was just a regular dude. He ain't even graduate college, but some kind of way he the being able to become a multi-millionaire, own I think two private islands and get around all these presidents and elite people. How? Like how does this just happen? There's a lot of rich people who not in them circles.
Right. He was doing something,
You
man.
see what I'm saying? Because it was that man was doing something. You said it.
Well organized ring and stuff.
Yeah. PD
That's
file
still
ring,
that's
man.
still out there.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
still
somebody
going
had to take
on.
over that junk.
There were a lot of American elite people involved, but I don't know, man. It's like the current administration is like put that on the bike burner, man. Put it on the bike burner. I guess the justice for the women and the kids who was affected by it, and I guess is it gonna come later? I don't know, man. Y'all tell
Right.
us in the comments
Yeah,
what
that's
y'all
crazy.
think.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
the biggest scandal anyone alive today knows about. I'm gonna just say that there. That's my opinion. Okay. And it is you right here. Go back and listen to that episode 15. All right, what was going on in episode
Um
16?
episode 16 we had a discussion about Bitcoin. It's an interview. So, just talking about briefly about high level what Bitcoin is and why to buy the risk, pros, things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, go back and listen
If
to
you're
episode
trying to check out
16.
what Bitcoin is and get more knowledge, a little bit more in depth knowledge about Bitcoin, check out episode 16.
Check out 16, man.
Uh,
If you got any kind of follow-up question, leave it in the comments. Say,
right.
hey, Stu, man, tell me about this here, yada, yada, yada. Can I send you emails? Hey, he'll
Right, for
send you
sure.
some
Yeah,
links,
yeah,
boy. You
yeah.
got to go through a process, but he gonna send you some beginner links and all that, boy.
Right.
So you can go on and check it out, man. Yeah, get with Stu if you want to know about that cryptocurrency, that Bitcoin, man. He gonna
Yeah,
let you
man.
know. He got what you need. He got what you need, baby. And so then we came back to the government, boy. You kind of shoot, you see
Mm-hmm.
it what be on my mind, boy. Like we came back to the government talking about the history of the benefits, and then we had a second
Right.
part of it,
Yeah, that second part.
the
Yeah,
government
man.
benefit by that war
Yeah.
on poverty and how
That
it
that's one. I ain't gonna lie.
destroyed.
That's up there one of my favorites, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, why is that, sir?
Cause you just see how it affected the black community, man. The how the trickling effects of it, and how you still see it today.
Yep,
So
yep. I think that's the biggest takeaway from it. A lot of people like the complicated, but when you just take a little step back from it. So prior to the Great Society legislation being signed, which the war on poverty would be included in, like black households, depending on what source you look at, was like prior to that, it was like 72 to 77% of black homes included husband and a wife, right? So the decades that came after that, I think it was 63, it was signed in the legislation, maybe 64, Lyndon B. Johnson, the woke, the absolute worst of all time president. Yeah, is he the worst of all time? Shoot, we might need to do a thing worst of all time presidents. Well, I don't know. But he if he ain't the worst, boy, he there. He nipping at the heels. He signed in the legislation. Then like the decades that came after that, or he signed it into law. Decades came after that. Those numbers dropped dramatically because the war on poverty incentivize single parent households.
Mhm.
I mean, they went into the black communities, the black neighborhoods, went and knocked door to door and told the woman there that they would qualify for these government benefits, this assistance, these handouts, but it couldn't be a man in the household. And so that's where you start to see that happen, and you see the consequences of it now with the high um single mother households, the the parent the kids don't have the fathers around, and so you see the direction that the kids go. Remember how we talked about all that. You want to know why it's a high crime rate with young black males? You could go and trace that back to that, look at it, and you could just put two and two together. It's not a hard thing, man.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we talked about um culpability and liability, how people are liable for their own actions. Like they
Yeah.
they, they go out to stand in front of God and own up to what they did. Why did they commit that crime? Why they committed that robbery, that murder, whatever it is? They gotta stand in front of God and answer for that. But at the same time, there's such thing as culpability, like the conditions that was created for all of those things to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So and that was at the government's feet right there, and that's the part of the conversation that people don't want to have.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if you desire to bring that in and have that kind of conversation, or they say, "Oh, you a liberal," or you BLM, or they say all kind of
Mhm.
little stupid little things, man. And then so this the other. So y'all go listen to them. That's the 17 and 18 episode. Go listen to both of them back to back, 17 and 18. And so remember I was telling you on episode one of the episodes where I had that little title, boy, you ain't gonna know. This episode 19. You see what that
So
title
far
ever?
away.
I ran so far away. That's the name of a song. It's a song from back in the 80s called I Ran So Far Away. But not the
Oh
country I
man.
ran, it's I space ran.
Yeah, I wasn't going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm trying to tell you, you didn't see what I was doing,
Yeah.
man. Like, I gotta give myself props again for the title work. Yeah, I mean that be them beats. I gotta give myself props again for that title. I ran so far away because you guessed it. We were talking about that war and I ran, boy.
Mhm.
Hey, look, that's why I was saying we might have to come back to this because that thing changing every day. Boy,
Yeah.
them
It's still
boys
things
getting
still ongoing.
crazy over there, man. Yeah. Talking about sending 2,500 Marines over there as of our last episode. This was just 2 weeks ago. So I mean, it'd have been all kind of little things, man. Like we sending 2,500 Marines over there. I don't know if they going into Iran, but they going over there for something. Might be going to that Gulf of Hormuz or whatever it's called, where all the oil tankers
Oh
and
yeah.
things
Right.
go
Yeah.
through. And then you got all the little other Gulf states, all the Middle Eastern states. They mad about what's going on over there. Then you got that boy Putin over there. Keep on saying, "Hey, Iran, I'm with y'all. We will always be partners with you." And all that.
Mhm.
It's just all kind of little crazy things going on. And then, you got the Department of War. That boy Hegseth asking for Congress for 200 million more dollars. It was either million or billion. Oh man, what was it? It was million or billion that he asked for that war. Boy, billion with 200 billion. That boy asking for 200 billion more to keep fighting. Some of the GOP reps are like, nah, Jake, we with enough of this here. It need to be America first. We not with this, boy. I'm a hard no on this here. You ain't get no more. You better make do with what you got, boy. So man, I don't know. It's all kind of little things going on over there. Then that boy that Yahoo came out. He did a press conference. They were saying he was unalive.
Ooh. Oh
It
yeah.
was
I
a
was
rumor, yeah, there's a
somebody
rumor
said he was
going out.
sick or something. Yeah. I saw
But then
that.
he did a press conference. He like, nah, I'm alive, and then he read some kind of statement from an author of a book, and I forgot the name of the author of the book, but he quoted a statement from the book that said Jesus Christ is no stronger than Genghis Khan. And so sometimes you got to fight, you got to go to war, you got to battle, you got to do all
Mhm.
these kinds of things, and yeah, boy, I kind of want to find out I want to read exactly what it was that he said so you can see it. Yeah, he said history proves that unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good. So he was just using it to say, you know, aggression, and then he said aggression will overcome moderation. So he said, hey, you got to have weapons, you got to have, you know, fights and wars. Um, so yeah, I guess, you know, Jesus, sometimes you got to be like Genghis Khan. So yeah, that's what he quoted that from a author that he really likes. That's what he said. But I guess he really just up there just to say, show everybody he was alive or something like that. And then he was also talking about, you know, nobody can twist the United States arm, President Trump arm to get into a
Mm-hmm.
war. Nobody can tell him what to do. You know all that. He was saying all the right stuff. But yeah, that I don't know, man. We might have to come at
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna
That
keep an
that
eye.
thing
See,
popping over there, boy.
yeah.
Yeah, some things going on, man. It's just like we asked a question. I don't know how it is that in 2025 we supposedly knocked out their nuclear capability, or at least knocked it out to the point where it's gonna take them years to get back. But now, before we attacked them this last time, they 2 weeks away. They was 2 weeks away.
Right.
Like, why everything gotta be 2 weeks, man? Like they was like 2 weeks to slow the spread for COVID. And then like 2 weeks away. Everything just weeks away. What is it? Why is it always just weeks, man? Hey, I got it. I got it, boy.
But
You remember hey, what they say with the scams?
oh,
What's the one of the sign when they show you like if you get a phishing email, like what's the one of the ways you know it's a scam?
the urgency,
Bes-
like they try to make you feel like you got to do it real quick, or you gonna miss out on something. So,
I'm just saying, don't unalive the message. I'm just saying that's one of the things. One of the things is besides misspelling one. Like if you see something misspelling or something, or it's just from an outside organization for your company. Like they say, look and see if it's a real urgent factor. Like when
mm-hmm.
people be getting scammed, like it be like you must take advantage of this offer today. Like everything be like urgent situation. I look, I just put it out there for you just to think about it. I'm not saying that when you could think how you want to think or take it, you know. Oh, boy, that's crazy though. And then, you know, last week we talking about with Ern and Trey about that boy, the legacy of Kobe. Y'all see how we do these episodes? Like we be real serious on one episode, and the next episode we talking about the greatness of Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what was the best Kobe number 8 or 24? When was the best Kobe player, the 8 Kobe or the 24 Kobe, and like favorite Kobe moments, you know, in the lesson that we learned from Kobe. And I think the thing we all four of us took away from was that Mamba mentality.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that
Applying it to
certain
your life,
mentality. How you can
application
apply
to your
that.
life.
Yep, not just to your life in sports wise, but just in your life. That's an easy one you can apply
Yeah.
to every area of your life, boy. So yeah, man. Y'all got to go back and listen to all them episodes, by the way, too. So if you listen to this for like 10 seconds, you are obligated to listen to all the episodes. Now you're not gonna hear this part if you only listen to it for 10 seconds, but somebody who made it this far, yeah, go back and tell everybody who dropped off early that they gotta listen to everything. Now they locked in, they gotta listen to all
Right.
20 episodes, boy. And we're gonna have a pop quiz next time we meet. So
Mm-hmm. Just like that teacher.
yeah, like
What's his
Dan
name is?
Callahan, man. Dan Callahan. I
It's like
promise you,
Callahan, man.
My
Mr.
mama know
Callahan.
about him. Yeah, that man used to have a. That man, I'm talking about. That man was so consistent, man. That man, every day we got in there, we went over like the little lesson or whatever we was learning, whatever. I don't know what fractions and all. We were learning all that kind of stuff. He went over all that. I'm telling you, and then he was like, at the end of it, well, all right, guys, now put away your books, get your pencil and paper out, get ready for a pop quiz, man. Like he was faithful with it too, boy. Yeah, that's why I say, Mr. Callahan, if you some kind of way get this, man, I love you, man, boy. You was consistent. I ain't like it at the time, but I understand now. I understand how it is. So thank y'all for putting up y'all chairs and rocking with us, man. We gonna come back next time. I think we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We'll take a little bit of break. We gonna come back, boy. We got some more things we want to talk about. So don't think that we ain't gonna keep applying pressure in that way, but we got some
Right.
things we still go come back and talk about, boy. So we hope y'all enjoyed us. Make sure, and I forgot to do this before, if you have any kind of inquiries, send it to the Rocket Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. I repeat, Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. Oh, yeah, you were supposed to say that one. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but we good. Yeah.
We
Rockin' Chair
good.
Chronicles 904 at gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Send your inquiries, thoughts, questions, clarifications, suggestions, any of that. And make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Send it to your friends, share it all around. Let them know what's going on. Tell them to lock in with us. Until next time, we will see y'all. Mwah, we love y'all. Y'all are the best, baby. There's nobody better than
Peace.
you.
Peace.
Thank you for joining us.